So somebody decided to park a Donald Trump-themed Lamborghini in front of the White House yesterday. That is the goofiest and most pathetic thing I've ever seen. Apparently somebody decided to take this masterful piece of human engineering and butcher it by putting a baboon's face on the design. But this story got me thinking about the election, and I came to the conclusion that really ardent supporters of Donald Trump and actually Hillary Clinton, it's cult-like. It's actually a cult of personality. And I say that because both of them have been on both sides of most political issues. So you simply can't be voting for them based on the issues. It's impossible because you don't even know what they believe because they've been on both sides of most issues. So I always find it hilarious. People have said about Bernie supporters, like, oh, Bernie supporters, they're so passionate. They're such a cult. It's such this insular, community, and they're in their own bubble and whatnot. But no, if you go up to any Bernie Sanders supporter and you ask them, hey, why do you support Bernie? They're not in love with him. They're in love with his platform. They're in love with what he represents. They're in love with the policy substance. Where he stands on all the issues. They are the deepest policy wonks in the country. So you go up and ask a Bernie supporter, hey, why do you support him? They'll tell you, universal college, universal health care, raising taxes on the rich, getting money out of politics, which is something that only Bernie Sanders is talking about at this point in the race in any serious way. When Donald Trump pays lip service to it, everybody forgets that he's actually been a massive beneficiary of money in politics. I mean, the guy has bought politicians in the past to do his bidding, and then also now he pretends like he's above the fray and he's not taking big money. That's not true. He's went to billionaires begging for money as he pretends in public like he's against it. Kind of like Hillary Clinton in some respects. So you have these people who are in love with politics for the policy angle. Hey, how do I make my life better? How do I make the lives better of everybody around us? How do we make our country better? How do we implement a system that's more fair and gives people equal opportunity and decreases poverty and increases joy and happiness? They care so much about the actual details. And when you look at Hillary supporters and you look at Trump supporters, that couldn't be further from the truth. Because again, they've both been on both sides of most issues. So if they're on both sides of most issues and you ask a Hillary supporter or a Trump supporter, hey, why do you support him or her? They can't give you a straightforward policy answer because those candidates contradict themselves all the time on policy. So if you love the candidate, you're an ardent supporter of these candidates, and you can't give policy reasons why you support them. Well, then why are you really supporting them? Very simple. You like the feeling that they give you. As a person, you like them. You don't know what it is. You can't put it into words. You have this emotional response. So you're loyal to a person over a principle. I guarantee you, every single Bernie Sanders supporter, if Bernie were to all of a sudden come out, pivot massively to the right, and contradict everything he said all along, you know what Bernie supporters would do? They'd say, fuck this guy. And then they'd find a progressive who actually stands by those things and is principled. But see, the thing is, Bernie is principled, so that's why they stay with him. Not because Bernie is Bernie, not because of how he talks or, stupid physical characteristics about him, no. They go, oh, he stands for these policy issues. With the other ones, you literally can't take that position. So it's just, her saying, Hillary Clinton's fucking motto, I'm with her. Now, I understand, of course, there's something we all want to have the first woman president. But it depends which woman. If it was fucking Sarah Palin versus Bernie Sanders, I would hope that everybody who's saying I'm with her would be saying I'm with him, actually. But they view it solely from an identity politics angle. So what does Hillary Clinton represent? She represents the first female president, and that makes me feel good. And, ooh, I'm a loyalist Democrat, and she's on Team Democrat, so yay, Democrats. Forget all the policy substance. Forget that she's been center-right and corporatist and pro-establishment and corrupt and a sellout. Forget all that. I'm with her because she's a she, and she's in the Democratic Party. That's why I support her. Okay, well, then that's a cult of personality. That's exactly what that is. Now, on the Trump side, You know, they want this authoritarian strongman character who's like a daddy figure who comes along and says, everything's going to be okay because I'm a strongman and I'll protect you and that's what I do and I'm going to make the country great again. And again, ask Trump supporters, what policy reasons do you have for supporting him? They got nothing to say. In fact, Jordan Charrington, TYT reporter, did that. The Trump supporter was effectively like, Trump gonna make America great again. We gonna win again. We gonna win. We gonna win, no matter what. Like the DJ Khaled guy says. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. So, ironically, the people in this election who have been most maligned as having a cult-like following, namely Bernie Sanders and his campaign, that's the least of a cult following because they like him for the issues and the policy substance. On the other hand, the people who scream, I'm with her, and are ardent Hillary supporters, and love Donald Trump and are ardent Donald Trump supporters, it's more of a cult of personality with them because it is about the personality. It's about the feeling that they give you. It can't be about the substance because they contradict themselves on the substance. So we should all recognize that. And also, let me just be clear here. I'm not talking about all Hillary Clinton supporters, and I'm not talking about all Donald Trump supporters. I'm talking about the really ardent supporters. Because if you're an ardent supporter, but, you know, there's nothing to say on policy, and there's not because they contradict themselves, then what else is there other than to say, hey, you like the person because you like the person. You care about the person, not the principle. You care about the person, not the policy. You like the aura, the feeling, the emotion that they evoke from you. That's a pathetic reason to be involved in politics, and people should know that in their core, but nonetheless, they'll go out there and embarrass themselves by being so over the top and fawning love with people like Trump and Hillary.